And so if we're going to solve the climate crisis in any way, we have to tackle, and I'm speaking as a Buddhist monk who doesn't believe in violence, but in our own way we have to tackle and break up the union of these three powerful forces. The union of corporate interests with politicians and the media. How are we going to do this? I can't propose a solution at once, but what we need in the first place is a vision. Well, what I would say first, we need an understanding of how the modern economy works. When Bill Clinton was running for president, he had a sign on his desk which said, "It's the economy, stupid." And so if we're going to solve the climate problem, we need that same sign. It's the economy, stupid, addressed to ourselves. What underlies the modern economy is a structure which is driven by the craving for profits, for monetary profits, not substantial real profit. Real profit means the real wealth of the earth and the blessings that it gives us in healthy, nutritious food, clean air, clean drinkable water, and a harmonious environment that can support our activities. But through the working of ignorance or delusion, our minds abstract something called economics from the complete integrated framework to which it belongs. And so economics and economic prosperity becomes a goal in itself. And then out of the notion of economic prosperity, we again perform another act of abstraction, an abstraction which is manifested in the form of numerical figures. And so the chairman of the global corporations, what are they constantly looking at day by day, week by week, month by month, quarter by quarter? What are our earnings? What is our profit margin? How much interest are we making on our accounts? How much dividends can we give to our shareholders? Everything is transformed into the abstraction of numbers, which one can't eat, can't drink, can't swim in, can't grow food in, but the numbers are the obsession. And this is greed working with ignorance, and underlying it is fear. Our profit margin is going down. The competitor is edging in on us. My running mate in the election is getting ahead of me. His popularity rating higher than mine. What are the polls telling us? Everything is framed in the abstraction of numbers. Economic numbers, popularity figures, poll figures. And so what we need is a new vision of how the economy should function. The economy should be governed not by profit in terms of numbers, but in terms of real wealth. And real wealth is framed first on the basis of what I call the principle of sufficiency. How much material well-being is enough to live happily and with contentment. And when we look at the principle of sufficiency, we see that we don't really need so much beyond our basic material, beyond the satisfaction of our basic material needs, and a little bit of luxury and convenience. I mean, I'm not saying give up the jet planes, give up tape recorders, give up computers, but we have to know how to moderate our commitment to material development. And based on material sufficiency, we need a vision of what I would call the hierarchy of human needs. We build on the material foundation, but on top of that, we have to satisfy the social needs of human beings, the need for harmonious family relationships. Under the impact of modern materialism, families are ripped apart, torn asunder. You even have in the US children suing their parents, parents kicking their children out of the house. We need harmonious families, harmonious communities, a harmonious social order based on ethical principles, commitment to nonviolence, honesty, truthfulness. Then built upon the social order, we need, let's say, a human way of living which will satisfy our cultural interests, our aesthetic interests, our intellectual interests, so that we can enrich our inner life culturally, aesthetically, intellectually. And then based upon the intellectual satisfaction, the human order has to give primacy to this pursuit of spiritual development and spiritual realization. That is what we would call the realization in Buddhist terms, the attainment of enlightenment or nirvana; in Christian terms, the realization of God; Hindu terms, the realization of Brahman, Atman, or also union with God, whatever. And so, when we have all the human all the needs of human beings being met, then we can live together in a world which will be peaceful, harmonious, and in which we will know how to run the economy for the well-being of human beings, not to subject human beings to the escalation of an economy whose long-term effect is to debilitate and destroy human beings and to destroy the planet on which we live. Thank you very much. Bravo! And may all blessings be with you. Please don't anybody call the Danish Department of State and ask them to expel that wild Buddhist monk from the country.